Creatures of the night, this content contains scenes depicting violence, including domestic violence, infidelity, pregnancy, and other mature themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Please take care while watching. Previously, on Veil of the Night, Fangs and Enchantment, Wednesday was proposed to by Vlad under intense family pressure. Though unsure and definitely not in love, she still said yes, setting the stage for a hauntingly complicated engagement. But beneath the surface, her heart was drawn elsewhere, to her mysterious new boss, the Grim Reaper. As she begins working underneath him, sparks fly, leading to a steamy, forbidden affair. Meanwhile, her brother Aleski is caught in a scandalous romance with Jacob, the son of noble fairies Melody and Zayden. When their affair is discovered, chaos erupts. Melody and Zayden storm Aleski's home, declaring his family mortal enemies and battling both Dracula and Morticia. Though they lose the fight, they leave behind a chilling curse on the both of them. Aleski tries to salvage his love with Jacob, but his twin brother Victor catches them kissing and explodes in rage. The fallout is brutal. Aleski ends things with Jacob in the most cruelest way imaginable. Disgusted, Victor retaliates by seducing Aleski's betrothed, Priscilla, even though himself is already engaged to her sister, Marilla. But Victor's just a playboy, and he does not care about monogamy. He gets Priscilla pregnant on purpose. As tensions rise, Dracula and Morticia force Aleski to propose to Priscilla to maintain peace with Vlad's family. At Wednesday and Vlad's engagement dinner, Victor proposes to Marilla first, however, just to steal the spotlight. Then Aleski follows with his own proposal to Priscilla. But the drama doesn't stop there. Wednesday and Priscilla both discover they're pregnant after the engagement dinner. Priscilla, terrified of her father's wrath, meets Victor in a graveyard to confess. He calms her down and convinces her to raise the baby as Aleski's, keeping their affair a secret. And finally, on the eve of her wedding, Wednesday confesses to Grim that she's carrying his child. Overjoyed, they make love, nearly getting caught by Morticia, who arrives to pressure and lecture Wednesday about marrying Vlad, insisting it's the only way she and Dracula will ever be proud of her. Now, with secrets swirling and loyalties tested, Wednesday stands at crossroads, and the wedding is just one day away. So we left off with Wednesday completely freaking out between following her heart and earning her family's approval. In the end, she decides to follow her family's wishes and goes through with the wedding. While she always thought that she'd be the matriarch of the Baskerville family, she resigns herself to become the matriarch of the Steward family. Wednesday arrives at the wedding venue needing just a little blood support from her bestie, just to make it through the entrance. She didn't choose the venue, she didn't choose the decor or the groom. And as she walks down that aisle, it hits her. She does not care about this wedding at all. Dissociating from the moment, she slips into the role of a happy bride, putting on a flawless performance. Now, my creatures of the night, we put on our imagination glasses for the Sim ceremony because we all know just how magical and functional Sims weddings can be. Somehow, though, Wednesday manages to fool the old patriarch Vlad into believing she's in love, and she can even stomach a kiss just to seal the vows in, despite her little bundle of terror making her nauseous. At the reception, she dodges Morticia's suspicious gaze, and in a split-second decision, she decides that she's gonna announce she's pregnant to Vlad, and the old creep is ecstatic. The guests cheer, and the celebration intensifies. But as one wedding ends, another begins. And Vlad, eager to secure ties between the Baskerville and Strahd families, hastily arranges a second wedding, this time for Marilla and Victor. Marilla is to remain in the Strahd manor while Priscilla, who revealed her pregnancy just before Wednesday's ceremony, is sent off to live with Aleski and the Baskervilles, who are actually overjoyed to welcome their first grandchild. Marilla, though, is thrilled to finally be the golden child in her father's eyes, and tries to win Wednesday's favor just before her own wedding. She'd long accepted that she'd never hold power within the Strahd family or even amongst vampires, but now she sees her chance. Fame and status are all that she cares about. That's why she doesn't even flinch at the scent of perfume on her fiancé, now husband's neck. She knows Victor is just as invested in their rise as she is, and as long as he keeps his affairs quiet as a skeleton in a closet, she'll let him play. Her ceremony? Stunning. Her dress? Even more so. And she revels in knowing her twin sister Priscilla won't get the same spotlight. However, on the flip side, Aleski is pushing for a wedding of his own. He knows that he is the firstborn son in the Baskerville family, and he knows that he and Priscilla are having the first baby in the Baskerville Strahd family. So, they hold a small ceremony after Victor and Marilla's, attended only by Wednesday, who's grown close to Priscilla since they've both announced their pregnancies. Upset that his brother stole his wedding day, Victor makes a power move, meeting Priscilla in secret to reassert control. They return to the party just in time for Aleski to notice Priscilla's absence, which then sends her into labor and conveniently deflects suspicion. Aleski rushes to the hospital with her, and they welcome a baby girl. Priscilla names her Victoria. Aleski, overwhelmed with love, doesn't even register the eerie similarity to Victor's name. Back at the Strahd Manor, the honeymoon is already over. Wednesday tries to seek comfort in her brother Victor, but instead walks in on him and his friend in a compromising position. Victor, unfazed, announces his friend is pregnant too, and they'll now have that in common. Before Wednesday can ask questions, she's summoned to the basement. Vlad is furious. He learned another female has been born into his bloodline and fears Wednesday is carrying a girl. She tries to calm him down, insisting they don't know the gender yet, but Vlad, in a violent fit, hits her, kisses her, and hurls insults. Wednesday holds back, knowing she could end him, but doing so would risk her child. Vlad grabs her hair and declares that she belongs beneath him. Marilla emerges from her coffin and suggests he play the piano to calm down. The music snaps Vlad out of his rage. He kisses Wednesday in apology and leaves. A message from Grim changes everything. Wednesday checks her phone. Grim wants to meet to discuss the baby and what it means to be the child of a reaper. That's the push she needs. She begins planning her escape from the manor to safely give birth. Days later, her plan is set. While pretending to enjoy Vlad playing the piano, she confirms her departure time. Dawn. She flees to her best friend Bailey's house, where she's met with love and acceptance. Bailey and her wife Aisha have even built a hidden studio beneath their home just for her. After the trio checks in on one another, Grim arrives. Wednesday is overjoyed to see her true love, and they share a tender embrace. They discuss the baby's potential powers, ones that would prove Vlad isn't the father. They decide to wait until the birth to act. And just as Grim prepares to leave, Wednesday's water breaks. Thanks for chilling with me, my creatures of the night. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. I will see you next week, where we will kick off with a baby of a reaper. Till next time.